G'day, my name is Cannon, and here we are once again. A new series in a new game. I bought this over Christmas. I've been playing a bit of it. And so I feel like it is only fair that I should share. So here we are with Flotsam. It is, as I would describe, a pretty atypical colony builder. But with lots of water. So, yeah, that'll do. That should just do fine. So the idea is that everything is flooded, and we have a boat. Essentially, what happens is that we need to float around all the places. And I need to learn the controls for this so that I can Yep. Okay, cool. I need to figure out how to open up the map. There's a map in here. Oh, just hit the map button. Alright. So when I've been playing this on the Legion Go, and it uses console controls, obviously. So I need to obviously figure out how to play this on the computer. Because this is a first. For me, at least. That is well and truly outside our range. Right. So yeah, your boat floats around. It has a range that you can go and affect things and go pick stuff up in. There is plastic, there is wood, there are islands that you can visit that have a multitude of different kinds of resources. All of which are important. And so we must thusly get stuck into doing some building. There is a tech tree, and we will get into that. But right now, let's focus on the basics, which is setting up supply chains for various things. So, we will need to get ourselves food. Let's start with that. Oh, this is a point and click to do stuff with mouse and keyboard. That is good to know. Alright, here we are. Our first little stack of wood. Our first stack of... another stack of plastic. For food, we need to find seaweed. So we can turn it into a seaweed salad. We also need to find some more plastics. So we can turn that into... other things. That's right, I am articulate. What we are going to do is, and I've learned this is very important, get ourselves set up with a whole bundle of stuff. We should probably start that now. Let's get started up with 20 dry wood. And most stuff only requires about 6, so we'll go, that 20 is a little ridiculous. Let's go 10. Anyway, we've got 10 and 6 floaters. We will set this now to automatic. The dry wood will now have it. There are other methods of getting dry wood. Plastic floaters can only be constructed or found via the plastic workshop. This now means that any time that there is less than 6, they will make more by them. They will make more automatically so long as we have the resources provided. Ditto with the dry wood. And map. M for map is the button that we push. Cool. Learning keyboard shortcuts as we go. Oh, the other thing that we can do is we can look at this. So, Salty here will always will prioritize. I mean, they all like hauling. They can all do hauling. Once we get fishing, Scrapple will do fishing. They can all manage electricity, which means they will all jump on the bicycle at the back of the boat to generate more electricity. Only Dipper will manage our water supply. I am going to get Grapple, who has an interest in cooking, to do all of our cooking. So we'll have him do that instead. He also likes crafting. We'll just get Dipper to help with the cooking when he can, and with the construction. So they all have stuff that they are super passionate about, and they all have stuff that they can also do relatively well. This is primarily as a result of their backstory. So we'll pause that. We'll just take a look at this. We'll go look at what they did before. So Dipper was a food trucker. He built a food truck. That makes him really good at construction and cooking. But he has a passion post-flood for dancing and water. So that makes him really good at being athletic and handling liquid. Right, Scrapple here was a spaghetti bridge champion, which means he's really good at crafting and cooking because food. We've all done spaghetti bridge stuff in school, so that makes Scrapple here really, really good at crafting and cooking. It gives him bonuses to that. He is a muscler post-flood, so that means he likes fishing, and of course because it did require him to wrestle them open, that means he's pretty decent at athletics. We do have one more who I believe... Oh, goodness, we've lost you. Where have you gone? Doesn't matter, we can find you here. That's Dipper, Scrapple with the spaghetti, and Salty here. He's a bin tipper. He was a garbage custodian. So, yeah, rooting through the trash for garbage. Makes him a salvager. He's a climate change denier. Wake up, aliens dump sewage on our planet. Construction athletics. Apparently, a paranoid baldy. That makes you good at constructing things. That's hilarious. Oh my goodness. Right. Let us get stuck into doing some more of our basics. That is 2 seaweeds. Now we need to construct ourselves some other things, like a sawmill. Sawmills are important. So much so to the point that I am actually going to... We need to do like this. Stay like that. And then down there like that. Because I'm going to put a sawmill straight there. There may or may not be methods to my madness. Don't worry about it. We need wooden planks, which is why we're building this sawmill. I've done a few different bits and pieces. Anyway, now that is built, let's go into here. Let's make that 10. And set that to automatic. We will need to dry the wood and then cut the wood. Once the wood is then cut, I can make myself a salad spinner. We'll start that over here. It'll also tell you, little pop-ups will let you know that the salvage markers have been completed. We do need to get some houses. I'm going to start with, like, solo tents. I haven't explored the effect. Outside of, like, the little bird there that's whistling is the... I guess you could say beauty of the settlement. So I might want to experiment with that a little. But first things first, we need food. So let's get a salad spinner. And then once we have enough wooden planks, which are on the way eventually, we'll be able to get ourselves the next bit. Right, now I'm going to collect some more wood. You can see here there are different methods for salvage as well. Right now they're swimming. Getting wet does provide a malus to their happiness. Obviously, happiness mechanics are pretty well the same, much like you would see in something like Rimworld. He doesn't have a home, so he's a little upset about that. We'll work on that eventually. Right now, I need a source of water. We will need to get ourselves a chopping block so we can make firewood. Here, the salad spinner. Let us go into here. I'm going to make myself 10 of those, and we'll make 20 salads. There are other things you can make, obviously, once we get different kinds of food. I believe we've got space enough for 20 water, so we will need to make that, I believe. Let's drop that down to 15. Go. Let's set that to automatic. Set that to automatic. The desalinator, until you discover electricity or research, requires wood. And that is our food. It's good. We were running low. Let's go over here and quickly grab all this plastic. And then we will have to move on. We absolutely need the wood. Right, I have built that all at the front. Okay, recycling is also important, so we'll place that one here. Fishing dry wood out of the water is not the only way you can get firewood. You can also get it from junk, which you find from looting islands. We will get to that. The recycler is pretty well the same way. So, plastic waste and electric scrap that you loot from various islands and other places of interest can all be recycled down into their component parts. But right now, I'm going to need some more wooden planks, so we need to go find some wood so we can build some houses, which I'm thinking I might build at the back. This time round, anyway. There is a little bit of plastic right there. Not normally so picky about it, but we do need to... Let's get some more plastic and some more wood. So if you feel like you're progressing a little fast, I have played a fair amount of this. It's looking like the only one that we'll be able to do is... Where? We will see about getting some more. Let's get lots more wood. Now, what I'm doing here is using the traveling area, because we've still got people working on this plastic. But I do need the wood, so we'll need to get to that. We are also out of seaweed, so I will need to get that seen to pretty quickly. Now that the salvage marker has been fully salvaged, let us move on over here. It's showing us some stuff. There's a scouting landmark. We'll be able to basically clear out the fog of war. Very helpful stuff. Our day 4 report is there. We can now build just the solo tent. But I wouldn't mind once we have more wood. You see the desalinator is working. He's going up to 14 now. We will need to build ourselves a research station as well, but first, houses do take priority. Unfortunately, we still don't have enough wooden planks. That was our first one done, so we can now move up a little bit further. You see that there are fish on the map. We'll need to build ourselves a fishing station for that as well. Up ahead, we have an island full of dead trees. Unfortunately, we are unable to harvest that as we don't have any tools. Oh, never mind. You can gather the tinder. And these guys will all do stuff. Oh. We can have more than one person salvage that. While the dry wood is being made. do want this duo tent. Right. While we wait, let's explore our UI. Up here we have our resources, so we can hide that. That shows us how much we have. It also shows us our storage capacity for water and just all of our general goods. These are all expandable. Over here we've got our happiness alerts. Whether or not, basically just anything that happens to our waterlogged citizens, including whether or not they level up. Because obviously our skills will expand. Down here we've got our boat power, the general weight that the boat can carry. We've got our town beauty, our knowledge, glossary to find stuff out, quest log, our maximum production outputs. Pretty neat. Our skill check, so if they go up in skill, you got to click on them. We're going to focus on athletics for these two, get them up to 3, and get his construction, get Salty's construction up as well. But look, here we are. That is our first home. We'll need to get some more floaters now. Again, we're going to have to ignore the fish. Directional. Cool. Right. This, we're going to see that it requires us to have an axe to chop down the healthy trees. We don't have an axe, so we can't do that. And here as well, no axe needed. But we have our first level. Scrapple has leveled up. We are going to give him a level of athletics. Now, please note that we gain a morale bonus purely because we're clicking on something that they enjoy doing. Doesn't happen for any of the other ones. Even if it is something that they're already pretty good at. Only happens for the stuff that they like. Use this information as you will. It is good that you level up various characters. Right. Over time to do a multitude of things. However, can't always be done. Right, we need wood. We need wood in abundance, and then I can spy some seaweed over there. We shall definitely go and grab that. Oopsies. Scrolling out with the scroll wheel too far actually puts you back into the map. There we go. One apiece. That leaves one on the island to do some hauling. We also need to get some plastic. Look at that. That is our second duo. Oh, that's cool. Don't know if this means that they're going to have... Oh no, they do actually share the bed. Someone I think needs to sleep. Oh, we'll make some of the small ones as well while we're at it. He might already be half asleep. Let's pause that and click on him. What is he? Icky meal. No idea. On the subject of icky meals, they do have things that they prefer to eat. Scrapple here prefers to eat potato salad. Salty prefers to eat gob kebab. One on the cob, essentially, what that is. And then Dipper, he likes his plastic wraps. There we go. We've made some more. Anyway. But we shall now move on to getting ourselves some more seaweed so that we can food, and then we'll get some more plastic so that we can keep expanding our little boat. Our, what did we call it? Crumbs. We called it... Called it something. We go back on. I've completely forgotten what we called our little thing. Oh no. Oh well. I'll find it eventually. But with that, let's end the episode. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you like what you saw, please come back to watch some more. We'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.